Hey, welcome back. This is Snowfleet, and I want to continue on with the this is just a couple days after the first time we started. A friend of mine critiqued what I had done on my first video, and so he explained, or what he actually said was that I really should go ahead and tell the story while I'm playing along. And so what I want to do today more is go into depth with what the whole game is about. Okay, so the first day, the first cutscene that we actually ever see is a character walking into, this isn't Flowerbud, I actually don't know, I don't remember what they call this one. I know Forget-Me-Not Valley is from the GameCube version of Wonderful Life. And so 2, 4, 6, 8, I think that's all I have. And so you come to this little village. It's of course old and run down, and so probably the amusement park that wants to build over this just thinks that it's just nothing special. And so what you're here to do is actually go through these little endings that actually help save the whole town. Just because it's either got some rare animal, rare plant, or you win a contest. So what you do is you actually make friends with the villagers. And so gradually over the course of the year you go through these cutscenes with each character that you decide to become friends with. Hi, Gwen. And so, I mean, right now I haven't talked to everybody, so you get these long introductions at first. And I guess that's really all there is to it to this game, which is kind of actually seemingly redundant. I've just always enjoyed these life simulation kind of games. Oh, Kurt. Jeez. Friendly much. So, right now, what I'm doing is I'm actually going to Bob's Ranch, and today's Thursday, he's closed, darn it. The reason I go to this ranch in the beginning of the game is because of the fact that one of the endings that you finish with, it's called the horse race. And you have to get a horse, and da-da-da, and the only way to get the horse in this game is to work part-time on Bob's Ranch, caring for his animals for him. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because he works during the day. Probably that's why. And so then eventually, I've noticed probably around the 20th of spring is whenever you actually get your horse. And it won't be for a little while later, but then you it'll take, I think it takes about a week before you can actually ride the horse. I mean, the horse trusts you enough to let you take care of it, but then you gotta build its trust and love before you can actually ride it. And then at first it just walks, and then it does a little trot, canters, and then runs. Is trot faster than canter, or is canter faster than trot? I don't know, to be honest. Which is sad, because horses are one of my favorite animals. So yeah. Oh, let's see here. Where is Joe? I want to talk to Joe because then I can get a fishing rod from him once I become good enough friends. And of course you need the fishing rod for one of the endings. It's the silver fish, which I mentioned about before in the first video. Yeah, playing Harvest Moon, I just enjoy. I don't know why. Because it actually gets very redundant. There's Joe. He's fishing. Hi. Yeah, I get a hay. Flower! I guess he's hinting at the fact that I want him to give it to a girl? Even though I just got here. I do believe eventually if you make good enough friends with the villagers, they'll actually acknowledge you whenever you run by. But for the time being, it's only your character that turns his head to any character whenever you walk by. It's just always been a thing in Harvest Moon games, and it's turning night. Oh, there's my favorite puppy! It's too bad I can't pick them up. Yep. Up, 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 up. Nope. So yeah, I mean, these videos typically won't be very long. The first one was only the longest just because of the fact it was the first day. There was a lot of cutscenes, da-da-da-da. And also I'd like to mention before the video is up is the fact of the matter that I've noticed in my recordings that my voice sounds really airy or like I'm tired. I actually am trying to make my voice much peppier than what I usually do just because of that. My microphone, I got a cheap quality microphone, so it's not the best in the world. It doesn't help that I'm actually a very laid back personality either. Oh, let's just go ahead and start cutting some grass. Oops. What the heck? Okay. Cutting grass, it just gives you fodder. I like to do this early on in the game, so that way whenever I have a cow or whenever I get my first cow, I'll have enough, oh! Power berry! Sweet! That was easy. Power berry. They're in every Harvest Moon game. I'm pretty sure they are. I have yet to come across one that doesn't have one. All they do is increase your stamina and fatigue levels, so that way you can work more and more. Like right now, if I were to do a huge amount of work, I don't think my character would actually be able to do everything. If I were to till up all my plots of land right here, my character could not handle all the work. He would be tired probably about halfway through. I'd actually have to look it up. I don't know how many power berries there are in this game. I know that there's one in the the grassy fields here whenever you're cutting, which I just grabbed. I know that you can find one while you're tilling up your plots. There's one in the lake. My fiance just texted me. Awesome. And so yeah. Well, I will talk to you guys later.